Welcome to the Open Poetry Mic event at Ponco After Hours. We're getting started. And today's featured poet is Cynthia. My name is Amy Jackson. First off, we have Robert Stone. Welcome.
This is a poem from 2010 called Patience. I'm pushing much too hard for what I want, and silence is the answer that I get. For iterated praise can seem a taunt, and early confidence a looming debt. I'm pulling back too often from my plan, and nuisance noise is filling in the void. For scattered efforts lead to also ran, and late consistency to hope destroyed. I'm settling down, at least I'm trying to, and calm is waiting still to be my guide. For kindly words illuminate anew, and steady possibilities provide. Yes, patience is a virtue that I know, but holding firm exhausts when things go slow.
Thank you, Robert. That was delightful. Appreciate that. Next, we have Khaos. Welcome.
This is Saturday. It's Saturday, and I awake. I'm feeling rested from all the stress that Monday through Friday may bring. The rains are gone. The days are so warm. It's almost like spring. Enter, sun, bring back to me that loving feeling. It's Saturday. She awakes, smiling, stretching, so attractively trim. Speak to me, O vision of loveliness. Why did you choose me over all of them? It's Saturday. They awake, running, laughing, squealing, 2 miniature containers of energy. They beg me to be included in their play, making me love the fact it's Saturday. This is called childhood. When I was a child, we only played at life. There was the noonday sun, a safe place to run. It was all just innocent fun. And we children were truly people our parents could adore. We played games in the street. There were sweet things to eat. There were no dangerous strangers to meet. An adventure was a trip to the corner store. Once we were turned out into the yard, we took it to heart. It was fun, 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 until it got dark. And every child there had a part. These are things that a child is made for. We even danced to the doo-wop music that drifted through our mother's door. We played lots of games. We played dodgeball, stickball, flag football. We played them all. Remember how there was always a big dispute because no one was ever sure who had the winning score? Boys were rowdy and lost, and girls were sweet and soft. We wrestled, we roughed house, we walked, and boy could we talk. But we were loyal in our friendship at all costs. Let's see. Noonday naps they made us take. We thought them mean, but there was homemade ice cream. There was sun so bright it cast blue haze. There was always new and wondrous things to amaze. Are those days gone to return no more? Although I've now grown old, I long for those days like never before. I mean, once I wish really just once that life would relent and allow me to repent and return me to the purity of childhood's door. That's childhood. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Khaos, for your memories. Those are beautiful. It was a different time. Thank you. Now we have Nathan Spoon.
Can everybody hear me all right? Okay, I've got 2 poems. One that I didn't write and one that I did write. This first poem, a artist / writer friend and I just recently launched a literary journal, and this is one of the poems featured by a poet named Kara Goner, and this is called With You Gone. I eat grapes in 3s, pierce them all at once. Wrap your hair around my finger, call it a ring. I dance with your shadow, arms out, middle school-like, in a shameful kind of way. I pour ice into the bath, each cube exploding into water, one by one, foam gushing past my legs like a racehorse. I sit and let the whole tub drain, put my hand against the fine holes, let it tug the skin. And I recently had a couple poems accepted by a journal called the South Carolina Review, which is my first poetry acceptance in the South, and I was excited after having poems published pretty much everywhere else except the South. But I got another email from the folks there and had a bonus acceptance where they accepted an additional poem, so I'll read that. It's called The River. The cliffs in the room of by cliffs, okay, just let me start over. I am dyslexic, by the way, so sometimes I can't read my own writing, and also ADHD and autistic, so it's the whole disability bouquet. The river. By cliffs in the room of morning, soft data moved like a weeping wildfire. Nobody believed, so it died and then quickly reanimated as an emblem abandoned near a modest, well-kept villa. Similarly, you have already drifted into the first stage and now might as well fill your rain boots. I am looking over the railing with you at Mint. It grows profusely, almost unnaturally, as we swim through its scent, which has been unlocked by a waxing sun. All of this reminds me of the time an absolute stranger pressed a vision into the minds of everybody in our vicinity. We laughed dustily as it happened. Probably this is half predictable, considering how we kept encountering as we ventured deeper and deeper into the proverbial woods, new but empty snail shells. Those shells only left us asking ourselves and each other, where are the snails? If you look the other way, you will see me looking at you from a simultaneous dimension. You will feel the pulse of my efforts as a comforting thing, and feeling it, will recognize it as your own. Still, nothing is closer to what matters than what is inherent and what already exists. what already exists rises along a vector of curious tenderness. If atop a tall pylon, the mother of a brood of goslings begins feeling restless about passing humans, it might be time to leave their nest and enter the larger safety of the river. There, hawks may descend, talons slicing through eponymous air, and wild dogs may howl their hungers into the starry panorama of a semi-navigable night. Thank you.
Nathan, I love your imagery. It's beautiful. And thank you for that first poem as well. Anybody else before we go to the feature? Okay. All right. I'm going to introduce you. Awesome, thank you. Would anyone else like to read? We got more time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I could read one more.
Okay, that'd be awesome. I'm going to look at my phone too. Oh, let's do it, man. Right, good.
All right, now.
Okay, so this poem was in Poetry Magazine last year. And it's called Cuddly and Camo. Here comes rain on our roof. It stays just long enough to tickle me into writing this. It stays just long enough for everybody to get into a pair of PJs, silk cotton blend, and then goes poof. At our best, we exude awesomeness. At our best, we are destined to turn pale with the rest of humanity. We are awesome and quick as decomposing sticks at a trail's end. We bend dreams into circles of green zone satire. We have mahogany stuffed in our mahogany ears. To all who are not us, we are sorry to say, you're welcome. Nature thankfully adores a rumor, a sunset, a glacier. Clouds glimmer and cast inevitable shadows off the groundswell footrest. I remember you from that time before we first met, when our eyes were wet like summertime coasters as we Ubered noiselessly between pews. The aristocrats are failing to panhandle via email. One aristocrat is sleepily winding through the face of another.
Thank you. That was awesome. I'm going to just pick something random off my phone. It's not in order or anything, so I'm just going to randomly pick something. Where did that last one? This is hilarious. No. I'm so sorry for the time here. Oh, okay, this one's called Promise. Let me keep my smile. All the insensitivity made me very sensitive, afraid to smile, to be. My heart is a repository, infinita tristeza. I get lost in my sadness, surreal as grief. Shifting landscapes of ghost, dark and in pain. I can only understand them, not relieve their suffering. We can only, let's do it again. This is frustrating. We can only do our best, keeping up with shadows, bruises. Your love right now is bright, real, fresh, whole. Trust is hard to come by. I can't look in the mirror much. I send members of my family. Safety is a joke, I tell myself, that rarely seems true. The present is so much better. I need to live more inside it instead of associating with ghosts. Ghosts come up on their own. I have no control. Neither do they. I say I'm sorry. They say I had to do a lot of things I didn't want to do. All this time, your love, nature's giving and abundant offerings, sources of joy in my life, you and flowers are all seeds full of promise. Anybody else? Okay. You want to go? Great. Come on.
That's Christine.
Aw. Thank you.
Here.
You can stay up for you.
This is called The Guardian. From the Creator, I flow free. Yet, you don't even know me. I'm an angel. I watch over you while asleep. I call for the rain to wash your face, so no one can tell when you weep. I feel your hurt. I pull strings behind the scenes to make all your failed plans work. And I will love you, even when you're wrong. I stand always beneath you, pushing up to make you appear strong. You see, I am you, and you are us. We are God's people, and we're all good enough. We came before the Nile. Our ancestors invented the smile. It was us to whom God gave love. The Great Spirit created love, but it was us, we, my children, who gave it birth. We gave the first human birth. We mothered and fathered the earth. We gave names to every wonderful child, the purity of air, and even the crocodile. Now I find myself standing at the great abyss, gazing into the void, feeling for the love that we would let die. And out of this darkness steps one such as I, hushing any babies that may cry, coming in a weak of spirit from giving up with a sigh, shouting, "Don't despair! Don't despair!" You see, I still care. Although I'm chaotic in style, I come presenting big warm hugs while uncloaking an all-encompassing smile, saying, "Come." I'm trying to awaken in us all the unconscious child. Our world has gone mad. There's violence and discord everywhere. We as a people have forgotten love. We no longer know how to share. What's with this scene? Why are we treating each other so mean? Have we forgotten God? Who among us don't believe we were derived of a supreme being, all possessing a kinship, all sharing the same gene? Thus being so, who should guide our steps in the way we should grow? Should our hatred shroud out all knowledge of love which we all should know? Look around you. Check your sisters and your brothers. Recognize the traits of your fathers and your mothers. Know for sure we were all meant to be moral and spiritual lovers. Bask in the glow of knowledge and truth. Show how you believe in God, your people, yourself. Then understand that this should correlate to how you treat everyone else. The Guardian.
Yes, that was so beautiful and spiritual. Thank you. Would anybody else like to read or close it down?
Yeah, Christine, want to read?
Aw, would you?
Only if you read one more time.
We can do that.
Well, just
Well,
say
yeah.
so. Just say
Will
so.
you read one more time? I don't want to, I don't know the one I'll have in my head.
Pain author tonight.
Yeah.
Good, good.
Thank you.
Yay!
No, yeah, hello.
Get it!
I love this being in this space with you. Thank you, Emily, for inviting us.
Thank you.
Cynthia, you are fantastic. You rock. All right. Ninth life. In your clown suit, the broken handle and scraped knuckle, you loom in the doorway, enraged against the machinations of humanity, disguised as your fight to consume, to be consummate in this consumption, and to be consumed. The top notes of gasoline and coffee mingle in the street. Similarity breeds familiarity. If you're going to show me the same shit you've shown me a million times, show me this shit. A fool's grin, a leer, a nonsensical whim. I live at the brim, entertain guests with sips, drafts, synthesis, pulled from a wide selection of ingredients and well mixed to muddle specific influence. This one's trailer trashes this same one's treasure, childhood past. See my foolish grin and raise me one that's menacing. Teeth are the foundations of life. We cleaned our trailers up real nice. Our folks traded theirs for a false reality already. Daddy smoked crack. My mama was bulimic. I'm a bleeder. I pop zits. Slash my wrists. Have heavy periods. Bloodletting is a fine cure for no problems. For instance, the shadow of melanin above my lips. The lives our livers have lived. Age spots. To the fullest. It's only through self-esteem this low we come to recognize the opposite. We are the infinitesimal and the infinite. We are Neo-Ranch Carnival. We boldly go into the common grounds to track down our individual peace, strip our kid-skin pajamas, shed foolhardy control mechanisms, those generated before we knew enough to be embarrassed of our own tastes, our gut instinct based on bacterial profiling. We wield our meddling with the gall to call it good intentions. Hell in heels skips along gold bricks on the way to grandma's and over the sticks. Red hands carry the basket, hold the purse strings, pull the strings on mama's red apron. Mama's in bed with the butcher man, mining teeth, minding the wolf she feeds, tying the pieces of her heart with string. Pieces of meat meant for giving. He drinks to dull himself to the jagged edges of his own broken heart. I make certain my death is flavored with numbness. And you, carny geek, jester king, king of bullshit, eponymous king of Hades, I view you as a little more fucked up than me, which means I'm more fucked up than I'm willing to see.
Powerful, wonderful images, yay. You did so beautifully, thank you.
Thank you.
Khaos, would you like to read again?
Yeah, you do. Come on, give us one. Send us out on a high note, Khaos.
Come on. Would you?
No, I mean,
You don't have to do it.
Holler.
I can relate now. I know now. Thank you.
Ooh, yeah. Thank you, Khaos.
Anybody got a spare of these? I'll switch gears. I think I'm gonna be depressing.
Let it go now.
This is called suicide. Suddenly, there's this morbid fear of death. It consumes me, entombs me, so much so that not a shred of my true personality is left. Although I'm bad, fiercely frightened, I find myself immensely frightened. Could it be that it's not really death at all, but rather my fear of it that makes its close examination so inviting? Suicide. This is called counterinsurgent. I want you to understand that I'm a man, but I'm seriously flawed. I'm seriously involved involved in a past that seems always to last. I'm a cold-blooded killer. I fought a war long ago that I can't forget. Barely alive then, I can't live right now. I mean, I can't earn a living. I can't kick drugs. I can't kick alcohol. I can't stop excessive giving. Then there are you, my could-be children, with your mothers who understand me not, who with your apathy stop me from building a lasting peace. It seems like the very people I fought to protect are now using themselves against me. It's about the killing so long ago. It's about the goddamn the killing. It's still keeping score. And late at night when I can sleep without being in a drunken stupor, there it is, that scene. It plays itself again and again, only to rewind and play itself continually in my mind. I see my friends and my enemies alike, all sprawled around my bed, all covered in blood, all lying down or dead. Wait a minute. What the hell am I bitching about? You see, it's now tomorrow. I came back. I didn't die. So why, for almost 50 years, do I feel like I'm already dead inside my head? Counterinsurgent. All right, I guess I'll bring us back. This is called happiness. Happiness is like an improvised jazz song. It can come on slow and bluesy or fast and up tempo, not really hip-hop and rather more like bebopping as it carries you along. You see, I think happiness can never be, nor not be a plan. It just is. It's like a wave. It's like a groove. It's like a vibe. It's like when a really clicking thing takes over members of a free jamming band. But we as intellectuals, we like to revise and summarize and then analyze and examine up close and remove the surprise. But in spite of ourselves, happiness can from the blues of funk still arise. You see, happiness warms like a summer sun. Happiness can make life so much fun. Happiness can inhabit all beings from a senior to a child. And happiness is usually always accompanied by a smile. So it makes no difference if it's yours or mine. Happiness always makes the eyes and the soul shine. So just be happy. Thank you. My name's Cynthia.
I'd like to say a word. I've been to a lot of these open mics the last few years, but the first poet that I've heard doing this was this gentleman here, and it was part of the Sideshow Fringe Festival that they used to do here in that little space next to the choir and gallery, and he was one of the things on the program back here. So he was the first one of all these people that I've heard.
How many years ago was that?
I think maybe 5 years ago or so. It's been a while. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Perfect intro, right?
Well, so can I do one more? Cool. Okay, I'll do one more and then I'll close this out unless somebody else wants to read. That's the thing, is finding it. Okay, this is related. Where the 2019 Feature Poet Anthology will be out at the next show, which is July 27th. And our feature poet is Joseph Powell, same time and everything, same location. So this is, Freedom Papers is what we're sending out. And I asked everyone to write about their experiences, thoughts, feelings, ideals, whatever they wanted for that is free to do that. This is the one I wrote. Freedom for now. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. I use my freedom often. Petitions, speaking out, speaking my mind. As a woman, I look around the world, what is happening to women is happening to me, would happen to me if I lived there. I prize my freedom of speech, religion, civil, human rights as a woman, a human born in the U.S. of all immigrants, except Native Americans, who we traded with, massacred where we deemed necessary. I look around the world, centuries of history, the brink of the planet, and the balance of powers between right and left and in between. Freedom is so precious on the planet. Our world is a shared one. Destiny, history, karma, however you see it. Fascism, authoritarianism, oligarchs paying for elections, campaigns, legislation, tax breaks for the well-invested, public elections, campaign finance reform. The very stuff of freedom hangs in the balance. Freedom, for now, is power. Thank you all so much for being here. Please join us next time on July 27th, same place. And let's do a group photo. Is that okay? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good day.